Hey there, fellow Factorians. Owners here with another episode of Let's Learn Bobs and Angels. And we are back in the main base. Last episode, we got our aluminium plate all up and running, somewhat up and running, apart from this huge lack of sodium hydroxide. So, as you can see, we're still using the last of it there, and yes, over here. Where is our sodium hydroxide? Over here. There it is. This guy has not even 600. And as you can see, it is just a really slow process, and we're not getting much salt water. Saline. We identified this as a better way to get saline, as a better way of getting salt water, but the problem being we need to actually make these salination plants. We need aluminium plate, which is the first thing, and then number one, and then the other one is concrete bricks. So that is what we're going to make now, is some concrete bricks. I should have stayed where I was. There we go. So concrete bricks require concrete. There's a couple of ways we can make concrete. One is slag and cement, and the other is stone, sand, and cement. Slag and cement is probably not a bad way to do it. It uses 8 cement to 100 concrete. This actually uses less, and we've got so much stone, and we can get sand from washing. There we go. That's actually not too bad. But I still think slag is probably a better use, better thing. There we go. Yes, this one we can electrolyze slag basically infinitely. The rest is all just crushing. There's some fancier stuff. That's about it, isn't it? Yep. Alright. Yeah, so we can get unlimited slag using dirt water electrolysis, which also produces oxygen and hydrogen, which we can just burn off. So, how do we get cement? Well, cement is silicon and lime or other stuff that doesn't seem to really add much to it. Why do they think that is a better option? I don't think it is. It's not at all. So, lime and silicon. Lime comes from limestone. Not doing that one. Limestone comes from washing, which we already have set up. As you can see over here in the base, we already have our lime production. Alt mode is turned off, so we've got what was this producing? Sand, limestone into clay bricks, and we just turn that into cement instead. So we can certainly do that somewhere. Hopefully in our byproduct area. Yeah, we can put a seafloor pump over here and use this area here that we're not really using at all. So that is good. But we are here in the main base because there is a big problem, and that is this. This is our supply of solid fuel, which fuels all of our trains, absolutely everywhere. And as you can see, we are totally out of solid fuel. And I had a bit of a quick look. It's not because we're out of this stuff, because we actually have a lot of naphtha and fuel oil. The issue is we also need coke, and we are totally out of coke because we are totally out of coal. Yes, look at that. There is no coal going in, no coal getting crushed up here. Wherever coal was getting crushed over here, yes. So all this is just dead. Fortunately, we've got just a bunch of carbon that is supplying the rest of it, but what we want to do, I would suggest, is maybe bring some carbon into the base. some carbon into the base, and then just have it feed in here. And we don't need this whole arrangement unless we want to bring coal in. It's an interesting thought because I think we have a lot of coal. A lot of coal here. What is this train even doing? Okay, that is a problem. Why on earth did I turn that off? Because now none of the other trains can make it in there. So, let us go have a look at that. Alright, let's. We might as well just park in that train station. Yeah, so we actually don't want to turn that off because we don't want that coal train to sit there and block the coal loading. So instead of turning that station off, we should just limit what can go into the warehouse, I would suggest. That would be an easy way to do essentially the same thing, and then the coal train will just wait here rather than anywhere else. The other thing was pointed out to me that I really should just be using logistics cargo bots to move these around. Definitely a better option if you're doing it. Haven't done it yourself, definitely put some logistic bots in there. So, why did you do that? Well, because this is the problem, isn't it? Let's drop you back. And anything that's not coal, nope. Anything that's not coal, come back. And you can go back in here. And that was a little bit of an error. No, we don't want that to go back. And we don't need those. We don't need that. Definitely don't want those in here, and we'll leave that in there. Okay. But yes, essentially, what do we set this to? 2,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 1,000. Oh, that's 2,000. Let's just say limit that to there, and then we will do away with this. And now we should see that other train on its way. We can't see it. It's just a tiny little blob there. That is a problem with the trains that we have currently. So what we can now do is get some coal and bring that in from over yonder. Where is our coal base? Coal base is over here. Alright. Let's just charge over to actually no, let's wait up here. Let's do this the right way so we don't stuff up any train action. So what we'll do is we will bring coal into the base, and one thing we really should be doing is thinking of a better way to get this stuff in, because we're starting to actually run out of. Well, I mean, we've got all this space here, but the thing that annoys me is like we've only got like small trains here. We've got these huge stackers. It seems so inefficient. But that's alright. Alright, how is this supply going? Actually, we're looking pretty good, which I'm happy with. Now, how big is our unloading? Did I make it 4 or is it? It is 4. I mean, we don't want 4 things of coal, do we? That would be outrageous. Let's just put in 2 things of coal. And I want to copy. Let's copy that whole thing. Why? Okay, well, it's like we need to do that. And that. And that. Just to stop these from backing up. We'll do the same here. While we're here, we should probably put in stackers, shouldn't we? I don't know. Maybe. Do we have enough of those? Is that there? I can't tell if that is there or not. We do have some in there, so it must be. Alright. So these are feeding back down to make sure. We do need to change this though to coal. I never remember where coal is. There it is. Alright. Coal and coal. And this one needs to change to coke. Coke. There we go. Coke and coke and coke. Beautiful. And that dodginess will allow us to move stuff across. Yeah. Just like it's doing here, because that one has 48k, that's 46, and that one's 47, that one's got less, so it's not moving any in. Okay, that's good, that's great. Fortunately, you don't have any fuel, but you'll fill up at the depot, which is nice. Alright, so your job is to come here, not empty, no, fill up, full cargo, and then head over to the depot. Wait for a circuit condition of coal less than, let's just go 5,000, sure. And then once you've done that, head on over to the base unloading. And I really need to fix up the base unloading with the cargo bot Mark IIs once I get that, because they are going to make life much, much better. And away he goes. I was about to jump in there, and then I'm like, no, don't jump in there, we've got our own train. Alright. Now, what is that train doing? Why is it just continually looping? It should... Oh, it's not that train. Well, that is interesting. Where did that train go? That might have been actually the train we just filled. I think that's what it was. Yeah, the train we just filled in, it went around and came back. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Alright, so we are in here. Let us head on back, and then we'll get this coal feeding into the place we need it to feed into. The place we need to feed into, which is our crushed coal into coke, into everything. All right, let's get these guys to drop some stuff off for us. And boy, oh boy, life is so much easier now because we can actually use loaders, can't we? Oh man, remember a time we didn't use loaders? I do. It was crazy. Because yeah, this kind of arrangement we don't need to do anymore. We just have a requester chest. We actually don't even need this, do we? Hopefully my bots don't get involved, but of course they will. And all we need to do here is request there and load there. Oh man, that is so nice. Alright, let's get you to request, say, 500. No, not that. No, not that. Don't do that. Do that. 500 of that. Yes, there is all that solid fuel coming in. Okay. Thanks, bots. I did ask for 500 solid fuel. Sigh. Alright. Let's pick up everything from here. Let's drop that back in there, and then let's go get rid of... all this that we just picked up. Well, not all of it, of course. We do want to carry some just for our own train purposes. But there is some coke going up to our coke supply, which does that even do anything anymore? Well, it still does. It goes to iron plate. So we'll leave that going. But we will now get some coke heading down the long, long way down to our solar fuel, and that will kind of correct itself eventually. Alright, so after all that, we can do what? Well, we can have a look at concrete bricks. So, concrete from slag and cement, cement from silicon and lime. So silicon needs to come in somewhere. Lime comes from the limestone, which comes from salt water, which is fine. No, not salt water, mud water. So we can get that anywhere we've got access to water. The silicon we can ship in. We've got silicon ore made somewhere. And then slag. Well, it would be really nice to put it over here with our material byproduct processing, but we're kind of running out of space here, aren't we? Well, yes and no. No, we're not running out of space. We are not running out of space. We are out of slag, though. Because none of these places are operational really anymore. Alright, so we need to electrolyze slag then. Which actually we can do on site as well, can't we? So we can make all these things. We need to ship in silicon ore is the only thing we need to ship in. Alright. We'll need some electrolyzers, some powder mixers, and some blast furnaces, and some washing plants. Alrighty. Let's go somewhere and just have a play with this. Well, how are we doing for time? We're halfway through the episode, so we might not be able to set up a good train station for it, but we could be alright. Alright, I've got no powder mixers. I do have some blast furnaces. And no electrolyzers. Oh yeah, we've got heaps of electrolyzers. Cool. Alright. We need some powder mixers, which are in here somewhere. If I remember, they were over here somewhere. That's it there. Yeah, let me just have 20 of them. Sure. That seems okay. What happened there? Run through this again. Alright. This is just done in assembly machines, which is cool. This is done in assembly machines as well. Slag is made in an electrolyzer. The cement is made in a powder. And the lime is made in a blast furnace. And that's made in washers. Ooh, we have washing machines? No, I don't. They are right here. 50 is way too many. Let's just go with 20. 20 is probably too many as well. Alright, so where are we going to make concrete? Well, where is some area that we are not using? About over here. We could put another T out over here. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, we're going to make a cement. Now, got to remember, concrete bricks comes from concrete. The concrete is also used for just concrete that you lay down on the ground, as well as a concrete brick, as well as reinforced concrete bricks. So we'll make all these things here. Not sure what use we have for this just yet, but I think we'll have one at some point. Now I do have a station layout here, but it's all based on going the other direction. Can I do it this way? Yeah, I think I can. Alright, this should work if I can actually see. It's so dark. Let's do that. And yeah, this will still work. I'm sure of it. Why are my bots doing nothing? Come on, bots. Alright, we have full bot power. Go, go, go. It's kind of not really building as quickly as I would like. Let's get you just kind of out of the way. Let's get me out of the way, most importantly. Now, the problem is going to be we're going to have some kind of signals in here that aren't going to be very good. And of course, most of that is not going to be seen because I can't see anything with all these trees here. And yeah, this has definitely got to go. And I think this one's going to have to go as well as that one. So that one needs one there, and that one's fine. Yeah, that does need that one there. No, it doesn't, because there's one right there. Is that a chainy? Oh, I can't see it. Through that tree. Almost had it. Rail chain. Cool. Alrighty, that's good. Now let's get you to move around there. Just go over there, please. Make sure I am not in the way. Yeah, so that is the station blueprint that I've got, and basically all it is just stackers and the the fueling depot. So once this is built, we'll actually get the fuel train coming in. We should really help these poor defenseless bots at some point, shouldn't we? These straight lines of rails are just very easy to do when there's no trees in the way. Something like that. Alright, helping. I'm helping. There you go, bots. Wonderful. Gosh, there's so many trees here. This is just a nightmare. This is why sometimes it's actually quite liberating to play with a really low tree map. It can make starting out really painful, and not to mention the biters. Biters, pollution in trees is a problem. Well, pollution with lack of trees is a problem, I should say. Nope. Put that one back. What's going on with this tree? This tree? There we go, that's the tree. Okay, we're probably missing a silo. We can just make one more, that is nice. So we're getting low on red circuits, I am. Okay, that needs to come over here. And we need to plonk down one of these. Along with some of these. And now that is a base ready to go. But what we need to do is we need to bring in a station loading. We need to bring in an unloading station that is going to bring in some silicon ore. And where do we have silicon ore around here? Who is making silicon? There is no silicon here. There is no silicon here. There is a lot of silicon here. Okay, that's good. So we're going to bring all of this over. Next sort of thing we would want to do is make a single silicon ore production kind of place. But this will be fine for now. If we could just build these train tracks would be excellent. Yep, and something like that. Make sure this train line is all in. Alright, don't really want to get the bots doing too much tree clearing right this second. We can check the rail by bringing up a signal, and as we can see the segments that are there, that is continuous all the way through. Alright. We're going to call this station something, and it is going to be concrete, silicon, or unloading. There we go. We do need to also name this fuel stop to be fuel unloading. We can just copy that one there and paste it wherever that one is. No, not there. Paste it there. No, I've copied the wrong thing. That was it. Train stop fuel. There we go. Okay, so now we should have that train should be coming, except of course that it's not. Presumably we are out of decider combinators. That's all right. We'll sort that out. We'll sort the fueling out later. Let's get this train going. And you can have some of our fuel. And I'm going to send you all the way over to here. Rubite nickel, rubite aluminium. No, maybe this was the wrong one. Was it bobmonium? Here we go. Bobmonium, silicon ore, full cargo, and then back where we are already. Empty. And away you go. Alright. Let's just make sure that is the right one. Haven't mislabeled this. Silicon ore, and you've got that train coming in. Beautiful. Alrighty, well, what we can now do is figure out how we're actually going to make this. How are we doing for time? We have 4 minutes left. Alright, let's bring up the recipe for the concrete slag. Let's start with slag. Alright, so we need 100 water in 4 seconds, 100 water in 2.6 seconds, and that produces 1 slag. Yeah, it's not ideal, but we can run down to this water over here, and I feel like we're going to need some copper because I really want to build an offshore pump, and I can't, because 1200 water a second would be much nicer than the no water that we get, the 100 water a second that we get from just these regular pumps. I think we can upgrade them. Might look into that tech as well, but quickly we'll just run down here and I'll put in a request for some copper plate. Here we go. Give me 200 of that, please. While that's happening, I'm going to have a look at the tech tree and look for pump. Water bore pump Mark II. That has a crafting speed of 2. Alright. Pump Mark III also needs titanium. Well, yeah, we're not up to that point, are we? So we're not going to worry about that. But some Mark II pumps, doubling the output of the water would be handy, I would say. Alright, we've got a bunch of wood that will drop off. And here is our copper, which will allow us to build some of these. We do actually have, I did put in, here we go, a stack of these, a stack of those. We're not really using those at all, so that's alright. But we can now build, I hope, one of these. Oh, we're missing iron plate. Alright, well, let's change that to a stack of iron plate. We'll run down and meet the bots that are coming to drop that off. There we go. Alright, get rid of that. And now we can make an offshore pump, or several offshore pumps, and we're going to turn that into slag. Look, yes, we've got fuel coming in. Nice. Alright, let us return to our new outpost. We have the research complete. I feel like some of this stuff we should just start researching. Pair pack 3, why not? Cobalt, we've got. Some of these other smeltings, manganese, glass. Let's just get some of those basic smelting things done. At some point we will probably find a use for them. And we need to get our base. We need to get stuff actually being used, because at the moment all we're doing is expanding materials that are not being used. Alright, so here we go. We've got this station up and running now. Get these bots back in. We should have, that should be our silicon train, I think I can see on the minimap there, coming in. So let's get some slag production happening down here. I want to have 30 slag a second, that's my aim. So I think that's going to be a lot of electrolyzers if we actually wanted to do that. So this can do 1200 water a second. Let's just go up to the next one. Alright, let's start here. The slag recipe is 100 water, so we can make 12 of these. So this will be making 12 a second. Not well, if it uses 100 water, it actually only uses 25 water. Times 1.5 is 37.5. Let me bring out the calculator again. Very important here. All right, we go 1200 divided by 25 divided by 1.5 is 32. All right, we can support 32 of these on one, which is really nice because that will output a lot of slag. All right, let's set up our electrolyzers, which are back on the construction train, aren't they? Oh, come on. Gotta do a lot of running. At some point we might be able to get exosuits and better armor now that we've got aluminium up. That'll be nice. Alright. Electrolyzers. We have 13 of them. That's how many we're setting up by the looks of it. 13 will do it for now. Alright, input and output. Let's set them up here to do something like that. Is it going to reach across? Don't think it is it? No, it is not. Alright, that makes life very simple. We do that. And that. This is doing that. We then need to waste all of this good stuff into flare stacks. That's a flare stack there. That one there, and that one there. There, and power for them. Actual power would be nice too. There we go. Alright. And then, most importantly, output for the precious slag that was such a byproduct for most of its life. All right, now we can make 13 of these. That's 2. That's 4. That's 8, and that's 12. Alright. Let's do a quick calculation on the output of slag. This is outputting 1 slag every 4 seconds, 1.5 every 4 seconds. 1.5 divided by 4 is 0.375 a second. Alright. So we would need 100 of these almost to get 30 slag a second. This is not the best way to make slag. It's certainly a infinite way of making slag. But it is, wow, it's pretty slow, isn't it? 0.375 a second. That's okay. It's okay. We'll figure it out. We want one more on the end, because I think we had one more electrolyzer. Yeah, we do. Alright. Look at him go, and it makes such a loud noise when you zoomed in like that. But anyway, here we have slag. The first part of our concrete requirement. The next part is cement. and we are going to do that, I think, next episode, because we are already out of time. I'm going to expand this craziness on the other side. Yeah, and we'll just keep going from there. Yeah, next episode, let's make the cement we need and the concrete. And finally, once we've got concrete bricks, we can start making some more advanced machines that will speed up production of everything else. Alright, as always, I'd love to hear your comments on how we're going, tips, thoughts on what we can do to improve, and I'll see you tomorrow.